What's going on, guys?
What's up, church? Welcome back to another edition of Live With. I have a sit-in guest with me today. Our actual guest will be joining us shortly, but before she gets here, I got Tom. He is a viewer favorite for Live With for sure. We have a lot of comments coming in about Tom's appearance and presence here on the Live With show. What?
Stop it, guys. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it.
Tom's
seriously.
in a candy coma from Sunday, from Halloween.
Okay.
He's tried to tell me that he hasn't had any candy.
Yeah.
I'm not sure. I don't think the viewers would actually believe that you haven't.
I truly didn't have any candy.
You had no Halloween candy.
I may have had one piece.
That's
I had none.
This is a church show, so.
But like, it's relative when
Is
you
it?
say you had none. I mean,
is it relative?
compared to what I used to have, I had none.
Just because you had a little bit, so in your mind you justify that as I didn't have any.
That's 100% accurate.
Understand. Well,
Just like my statement.
We are excited to have you join us for this Live With edition.
Yep.
We're coming to you, church family, every 2 weeks at 2 o'clock from the studio with different groups coming together, different dynamic duos coming together. Last time we were with you, it was the Thomas and Carrie show.
Tom and Carrie.
The Tom and Carrie.
Like Tom and Jerry?
Yeah,
Do you
like
guys
Tom
get
and Jerry. Hopefully, I think they got it. But while we're waiting on our guest to join us, I'm going to have...
Oh,
there
goodness.
he is.
I'm going to get out of here, guys.
And Tom will be back real shortly.
Shortly.
No, not making fun of Tom. Sorry.
fun.
But Tom will be back in just a little bit. Let's say welcome to Kayla. Kayla joining us on the Live With show. Kayla is our resident here at CFCC. She joined us this past late August, beginning of September. So Kayla, why don't you take a minute and share a little bit about yourself with those that are watching.
All right. Yeah. So I got connected to this church through Keith Cody, who is in charge of Global Youth Force, and he is someone I interned under and knew Rick. So I was like, yeah, of course. Like, I'd love to go try to learn how to surf. Till I learned out that that's not really what they do here. But I still get to be by the ocean. But I am someone who I just really value, obviously, Jesus, his people, but also authenticity. Like, that's something I really try to model just for myself and other people, is like living exactly like in alignment with your values and who you are, and not making choices based on like people pleasing or trying to be someone you're not, because God really loves the authentic you. So
it's great. It's great. You went really deep there. I don't know if you've seen a show of Live With in the past, but we don't go real deep. We kind of keep it right on the surface. That's why Tom is such a great co-host. That's why he's really good at this. Why don't you share a little bit?
Well, now you have Kayla, so
Kayla
I don't do
is
surface.
A real step up for sure. Tell us a little bit about where you're from, activities, hobbies, family, all that kind of stuff.
All right, so I'm from Illinois.
She brought props.
That's why I brought my little fancy hat.
She brought props for everyone.
Grew up right outside of Chicago, and it's great. Chicago is wonderful. Just I don't ever recommend going in the winter. We can keep my props
You're
up there.
From Illinois.
Yes, I have an awesome dog back home.
Okay.
I have a younger sister who has a disability, and so that has been just a really cool way to grow up, just learning a different type of patience and unconditional love inside my house, starting from the age of 3. And I have 2 wonderful parents. Hi, Mom and Dad, if you're watching, who have just taught me so much about being positive and including, and that beauty comes from within.
Great. It's great. So what do you like to do for fun? I know you said you
Which one do
moved
I
here
start
because you
with?
wanted to learn how to surf.
And then,
so
when
that's
there's no waves.
maybe not the best place to come if you
No.
want to learn how to surf. But what do you like? What do you like to do for fun?
All right, I'm going to start with this one. If you haven't met me already, I love Costa Rica. I studied abroad in Costa Rica actually earlier this year, like January to April, and so I just really love just the culture there and the hospitality that they bring, as well as just the ways that they have transformed my perspective on God and His kingdom.
Okay, we can associate with that church. We maybe one of the reasons why you came is our partnership with our church family in Costa Rica, and you are going with us on our January trip.
I'm going on all the trips. No, that's actually not why I signed up to be with you guys here in Carolina Forest.
It was a good chance for you to say yes, but you were going to say no. Okay.
I actually had no idea about the Costa Rica partnership.
So that was a cool little God thing for sure.
Yeah.
Okay. What other
1000%.
things? I see you have some more props here. Share those
Yes.
props with us.
Okay. As much as I love Costa Rica, my first love is 1,000% the Dominican Republic. This is where I went on my first mission trip and first time I ever left the country. That has just really shaped just much of my views on mission and just really grounded my values of empowering other people and growing from new perspectives. And so that all started in real life when I was 18, but I knew since I was a young girl that I would be doing a lot of traveling as soon as I was able to. And so, yeah, the Dominican will forever have a special place in my heart. I have gone back there twice since my first trip to live. Both were 2 sections of 2 months. So
you've spent some time
both
in Costa Rica and the Dominican, and Kayla is bilingual, so she does speak fluent Spanish, right? No secrets. No secrets on the Live With show.
No, it's a secret until I show up
Tom.
in Costa Rica. No one can know that I can speak it.
That's right.
I hear everything and I'll know it all. Okay.
All right, so I see a couple more props. You want to share
Yes.
some of those? Okay.
Also, I grabbed these props 10 seconds before I left my house, very on the fly. But this is my favorite snack. Someone asked me yesterday what my favorite snack was because they were going to bring it to me, and I just couldn't even answer it. I really had to think about it.
What is that? Chocolate-covered blueberries?
Yeah.
Oh, that's good. I don't
So-
trail mix. What are you doing?
Yeah.
Are you in this?
Tom, from your chair to co-producing in the back beside Justin, who is our actual producer. So,
Yeah.
So chocolate-covered blueberries.
Yeah,
all right?
so if you want to get on my good side, I'm just saying, that is a
Chocolate-covered
great
blueberries
way to
is
do
a
it.
great way to
Dark
do it.
chocolate, please. Only dark chocolate.
Well, awesome. Well, we are excited that you have joined us, and I know you have some more props. Are those
Yeah.
for now or for later?
No, for now.
Okay, keep going.
Yeah.
Keep going. I'll just turn the show over to you. I'll go sit with Justin and Tom, and you just keep going.
Yeah. No, that'd be great. Actually.
I'm not sure you know this. That's not how this works.
Yet.
All right. So what are these?
So I really love calligraphy. So this is one thing that I made last night for my small group girls, just as we were talking about identity. And I am statements are also just something I'm really passionate about, just knowing who you are that is grounded in the word and not just our feelings. So I brought just
great.
some of them.
That's great. So calligraphy.
me.
So if you need something written in a really cool way, right? Come to you and you can do that. That's neat. And so one more. Is that for now or for later?
Absolutely for now.
Okay, absolutely for now.
I love succulents.
Okay, so little tiny plants.
And I just started a succulent business that was inspired by one of my friends in the Dominican Republic. So he's mentoring me on how to start it up.
That's neat.
So
very cool.
Very into them.
And you have some of those in your office for sure.
Yeah. Of course. Yeah.
So that guys is a little bit about Kayla. I'm sure there's so much more she could share with you, but for time's sake, we're gonna keep going. You've been with us, like I said, since the end of August, beginning of September. You've come primarily to serve within our student ministry and serve alongside and under Tom in ministering to families and students, sixth grade through 12th grade.
Yeah.
You've been in this new program for us. So the CFCC residency program is brand new, something we just started in partnership with Global Youth Force, as you mentioned, and it's a new program that we're learning through as well as you learning through it. Yeah. You've been with us, for a couple months. What are some things that you've learned?
Yeah, I think one really important lesson that I more recently learned in the last few weeks is that ministry doesn't have to be tiring. I feel at first, my first few months were just so exhausting, trying to figure just so many different things out, how to do it well, and also my tendency is to just want to pour into a lot of people. Probably overcapacity would be my tendency unless I incorporate my self-awareness in that. But I just think I've really learned how to just when you go to prayer and you go to God and things, you really can take upon his easy yoke, and you just don't have to be tired all the time to pour into people and make an impact for God. So I'd say that. Yeah, and I just think like I've really seen God move so much throughout prayer. Like one of my students will come to me with something, and I'll just text like 3 people to pray for them, like without even saying their name.
Sure.
And then like a couple times, like a few days later, the girls have like this like big life update on like the area we were praying about, and I was like, dang, like all I did was like pray, tell them I'm praying, and then I told 3 people to pray, and God did all of the heavy lifting. And so I just think like keeping that in perspective has been just really cool to like see live.
Yeah.
And like see God, like see when you see God's hand too, it's like
Sure.
motivating too to like
it's affirming,
want to keep going and keep
right.
praying.
It's affirming to your faith, right? And
Yeah.
so that's good that you've
Yeah.
experienced that here. So a couple other questions. Have you been surprised by anything since you've been with us for the last couple months?
Yes.
Anything surprise you?
Staff is crazy.
I think they know that. I think they know that. And yet they still come back. You know, they still come back and hang out with us, maybe just to see how crazy we might be the next time. So, yeah, I agree.
Yes. Also, I think just like I've been really surprised on how like much my students have like loved back on me, if that makes sense. Like I feel like, I don't know, like I was just expecting to just like be pouring into them, but a lot of them will like affirm me and like take the time to tell me the impact I've made in their life, and I haven't even been here for very long. So I feel like that is just like so encouraging to me too, that like I really am exactly where God has me, and that's true for all of you listening as well.
Okay. How about excited? What are you excited for?
What am I excited for?
Yeah. Anything that you're excited for that you think God's going to do or God's got coming in the future?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, everything. Well, my first thought is I'm very excited for this Costa Rica trip coming up, because obviously that has like a big space in my heart, and it'll be cool to serve God there. But I think like in regards to stuff here, like on our turf and Myrtle Beach, I'm just really excited to keep investing in my students here and just create spaces of belonging and helping them get their need to belong met in Jesus, so they can create more spaces of belonging for other students and just other people that they meet in their life. And that is the vision that I'd kind of prayed over before I came here, and I think that that's probably still the thing that gets me the most excited. And also, we're supposed to be starting up like a young adult ministry soon, right, Tom? Mm-hmm. So I'm like very excited for that part too.
Right.
Just to get to hang out with more people my age too.
Okay, so we talked a lot about the ministry pieces, and we talked about your involvement in the ministry,
Yeah.
your adjustment to the ministry. As you mentioned, you come from Chicago, not a cool place for sure, but maybe not the warmest year-round compared to a coastal tourist area as Myrtle Beach. So in this time that you've been here, how's the adjustment been from Chicago to Myrtle Beach? What's that been like?
Yeah, I feel like this isn't like an answer you'd expect, but honestly it just feels really similar. Like the only other places I have lived have been overseas, so coming to somewhere that's also like still in my home country just kind of feels like the same or normal.
Okay. So
I don't know if that makes sense.
No big adjustments from cold, wintry Chicago to warm coastal Myrtle Beach?
I mean, this is like the type of weather I've always wanted to live in, so it just like feels normal.
Who doesn't, right? I mean,
that,
who
like,
doesn't? That's why we all moved here.
Yeah, I mean, it could be warmer, like, but
yeah. But it's still going to be warmer than our Chicago friends.
Yeah,
so,
no, 100%. Yeah, like I'm content
still.
with that. Like, it definitely like could be warmer in the mornings.
Well, how has it been working with Tom?
You really want to know on camera? I'm just kidding.
Absolutely.
Remember, this
It's
is
been great.
It's a family show.
I just like there's definitely some things that I'm like, all right, like let's get the ball rolling. Like yeah, I'm like, all right, Tom, we've like talked about this like 5 times now. Let's like do it. But Tom is great. Yeah.
Awesome.
To just work with and work under.
Well, we are excited that you're here. We are excited to see what God does in and through your life as you serve alongside us.
Yeah.
You have come at a really, exciting time for the church as a whole, with where He's leading us into the future. So, your time as a resident here, you will get to see what a ministry and what the behind-the-scenes look of ministry when they're preparing for a big move of God, and how they're preparing to lead the flock and the family of God. And so, hopefully, that will equip you and maybe even establish, a pattern or a strategy for wherever God leads you in the future and stuff. So we're taking this one day at a time, and it's been fun. Let me ask you one last thing. Any questions you have for me?
Oh, I thought that was like.
No, I'll let you ask them. It doesn't mean I'm going to answer them. It just means you get to ask them. Any questions for me? You get like 3 seconds to answer.
That's not enough time. It's definitely not enough time.
Okay.
Favorite
you had your chance.
color.
No, we're over. We're moving on. Nope, you had your chance. You should have wrote those down.
No, I thought it was like questions for me would be like we ask our Facebook Live to put questions for me, so I didn't prepare questions. So
Yeah,
that's great.
no, you're fine. We don't have time for them to write a bunch of questions in. They could, but there's a lag time between when they see it and when we're live. So we're excited, though. Thanks for coming on live with.
Yeah, of
I'm
course.
sure you guys will see her around. If you do see her around, ask her questions about Chicago, what God's doing in her life. And I'm going to transition from you back to Thomas as he's going to step in, and we're going to talk a little bit more about the residency program for the church and just share with them something where they can be involved. So thanks, Kayla. Appreciate
cool.
it. So as we're transitioning between the two of them, let me share a couple of things that are coming up, church, just to show you on the calendar some events that are coming up. Again, this Sunday, we are falling back. Our time change happens this Sunday, so make sure you are prepared for that. Set multiple alarms to change your clocks.
Justin, you made that?
Justin, he's on the.
Really
he
nice.
doesn't miss a step.
Wow.
So we are falling back this Sunday. Next Wednesday, a week from tomorrow, the 10th, we have our next prayer vision night at 6 o'clock. You were a part of our first prayer vision night.
Yeah.
Anything you want to share with the church about that?
It's powerful. I mean, if you've been to our services the past while, I don't know what else. Like you're hearing about what God's doing on this campus, and in the hearts of His people here at the church. And the most important thing we can do is come together in prayer, and to see that as a congregation and as a body of believers, it is. Just incredible to be a part of and to see, because sometimes we get to step back and just watch if we're doing like production stuff or whatever.
Right.
But and just to see that God is truly moving. I mean, even when we don't see it. I know we're going to quote Waymaker, but things are happening, and I want to encourage all of you guys to be there so that we can pray together, so we can worship together, and just see what God's got next on this campus.
Yeah. So Wednesday, 6 p.m.
Nice.
Told you, Justin's on top of it.
Let's give it up for Justin,
we will
guys.
meet in the auditorium, and weather permitting, we will move outside and pray for where God's leading us next Sunday, a week from this Sunday on the 14th. The shoeboxes, the Operation Christmas Child shoeboxes are due back. So please, you can bring back anytime during the week, drop them off at the office, or make sure you have them back by Sunday. And again, thank you guys for partnering with us in this outreach. You guys have always went above and beyond with the shoebox. Yeah. And so
Are there still boxes left?
there are some boxes left.
Let's get them.
So if you
take them all.
If you want some of the shoe boxes, if you need a shoebox, come by the office or grab them. You can grab them this Sunday and get them back by the following Sunday. Also on that Sunday, we have a discovery class, which is for those of you who might be interested in joining the family here at Carolina Forest, joining our family. You can come to that class. That is right after the second service. You can register for it online. Go out to our website and you can register for that. We already have a large group of people who are interested and are coming, so we're excited to share with them more about what God's doing here and to answer any of their questions so that they know about that ministry of Christ. And so, and then the last thing is the prayer guide. We're in week 5. This week we're praying through week 5, and this Sunday we'll have new prayer guides that will take you through November. And then at the end of November, we're going to share a December prayer guide, which leads us through the end of the year. So a lot of things happening in this little 2-week span of time, right? A lot of things. And so one of the things that I wanted to do as we had Kayla, our new resident, with us is to bring you back in because Kayla was late. It's something we're working on. We'll fix that. But we'll get. But wanted to bring Thomas dial back in because we want to talk a little bit about an opportunity that you have, if God leads you or lays this on your heart, to be involved in our resident program, and that is by becoming a host home. So one of the blessings and benefits of our resident program is that we look to God to provide families, couples or families that maybe have an extra room or extra space in their house that they would like to become a host home for a future resident, so that they can have housing taken care of, and they can also invest in the life of that resident while they're being invested into through our church and our staff, and then they're also investing back into us as a church family. And so share a little bit about the residency program, Tom.
Yeah, first off, I know hosting a resident, it seems like a lot, and I'm sure it is. I mean, you're adding somebody else into your home, and even if you feel like that would never be something I can do, I just encourage you and challenge you to pray through it. It is such a cool way to minister to somebody who is brand new, either to the area or to ministry, and to pour into them as they're pouring in back into your family or the church or whatever ministry they're over. But being a host home, we have all the information that I won't go through that we can give to you, or you can sign up and see more of that. But a host home will give you a one semester to figure it out with the resident. How can I word that better? We give you one semester, about 4 or 5 months with the resident, and
you're doing great. You're doing fantastic. I mean, we're going to have to cut this video and redo the whole thing, but you're doing fantastic.
I went into the timelines already. I'm sorry.
Do you need me to step in and help?
Or I'm going to jump back in. Hold on.
Do you need to regroup?
Yeah, I see all your notes. Let me go grab some of those.
Well, right, first of all, again, the being a host home is, we hope, would be a tremendous blessing to your family as you understand what it means to really live out a biblical principle, and that's investing in the young leaders coming behind us, that we would have the opportunity, and we see it as a privilege of being able to maybe equip, share some wisdom that we've learned, or just help them as they navigate that season of their life, but also you'd be providing for them some, something simple, shelter and a place to, feel secure, and a home away from home, that kind of thing. And so the host home is a really important part of our residency program. And so, as you pray over this, and we would invite you to pray about becoming a host home and see where God leads you with that. But we would be there to walk right with you along this process and stuff, because it is new. But we would hope that we together could understand just how important it is that we see this opportunity to help young leaders who are desiring a position or a spot in vocational ministry in their life, who will carry the mantle of that ministry once we're gone. And we talk a lot about our legacy. We talk a lot about our investment in young leaders, young people who will be the voices. They'll be the testifiers. They'll be the witnesses along, with those around them. But they'll be the leaders in all of that. And so, becoming a host home is a vital part. And we want to invite you to be a part of that. And you can sign up online. There'll be a link out on our website and stuff. You can sign up, and it'll be a process. Obviously, we don't take this lightly, and we understand how valuable and important this is to do it the right way, and we want to steward it well. But you would just fill out an application that would get the kind of the ball rolling, and we would go from there, and we would share a lot more information and kind of walk you through the process and then see, where God leads with that.
Yeah. One thing that you mentioned I think is really big for you guys to know, too, is that we're not just handing over a person to you. We will be walking through this.
That's probably good, right?
That's it. Goodbye. No. We will be walking through this with you, all the logistics, whatever you need. We'll be here with you. You're opening your home. That's a big thing, but know that you have a support system, too, behind you as we are navigating this new season of our ministry here and all that. But yeah, it's like Rick said, if you go to carolinaforest.org/host home, right? That's where you could that's where you could sign up. Even if you're just like, I don't know about it, or you're questioning it, I would encourage you to fill it out, so then we can talk more about it and just work out some of those logistic pieces, and we can pray through it together with you. So I would say first things first. Go to that, sign up.
Very good, very good. Be in prayer for this. Be in prayer for the program. Even if you don't feel God's calling you to become a host home, just be in prayer for the residency program, as God has led us to a new ministry partnership and a way to see the gospel continue to expand and move forward even after we're gone. And so we have been blessed by it so far. It is, nothing's perfect. We're all working through the kinks and the different pieces and stuff and learning as we go. And God's been very gracious to us through that process, and we know He will continue to be gracious through it. And so we're inviting you to be a part of it as well. And so Tom, thanks for coming on and not doing a whole lot, but thanks for being there.
I'm just here,
to look pretty. You are our eye candy, so we appreciate that.
Stop it.
In that candy coma from the Halloween candy you didn't really eat, even though you ate some, which is what we established at the beginning of the show.
No comment.
No comment. All right, guys, thanks for joining us. We'll see you next time on